Hey there, welcome back to Release Your Inner Power and Boost Your Week with Ignited Decisions. If you're new here, I'm Shauna B, your go-to for keeping it real about life, transitions, and all the messy, hilarious moments in between. And today, we are diving into a topic that is both exciting and friggin' terrifying at the same time. Dating. And in my case, as a divorced single mom, not only dating and as a divorced single mom, but in the age of dating apps, there's so many things to say here. Oh, and one thing, thank you to my massage therapist, Dustin, for giving me the nudge to do this episode. So I know a time, I feel like I'm dating myself here, but I know a time when dating used to mean meeting somebody at work or through friends or going out or maybe at a party or maybe making some awkward eye contact with a semi-decent guy at your school pickup line, right? But now it's swiping and then ghosting and trying to figure out if a guy with a fish in his profile picture is actually a fisherman. Like, what are they trying to tell us with this fish pic anyways? Why is the fish pic in there, right? So grab your wine, your coffee, or whatever your survival beverage is that you prefer, because we're about to get real about the wild world of modern dating. So let's start with the apps. Swiping through the madness that feels like window shopping. You've got Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Match, and a bunch of others that make you wonder how many of these apps are there actually out there? And do I really need this many? Right? I mean, as a single mom, some of the things I noticed on these apps, which sometimes it's just like literally swipe, left, right, left, whatever. And then some of the apps are like, wait, do I swipe left or right? It's bananas. It's bananas. Okay. But I've noticed that some of them are like really super young and you're not really sure. And then the other half seems to be recently divorced dads who have no idea what they're doing either. Like, am I even doing this right? Is this how you do it? How long has it been? Do I flirt? How do I flirt? What do I say? Like, there's so many things and logistics of what to even do here, right? And then there's the group of the some in between where you're not even really sure if these dudes are real at all. And the bios, oh, the bios. Some of these have almost nothing on them. Like, what is even going on there? Some of them are just like the boxes you check, and then you're like, picture. Okay. Well, then some of them are funny, where the instant swipe may happen, for example. He might say, I'm looking for someone to share laughs and tacos with. Okay, my ears are perked. Tacos and laughing. Okay, I can see you. I see that, Or fluent in sarcasm. Okay, that could be fun. And then some of them say, not looking for drama. And I'm like, red flag. Why are you stating that in your profile? No drama, no drama. Like, what is that? I mean, maybe is it because you're the drama? Why does that need to be stated in the profile, for Pete's sakes, right? And then, of course, there are the guys that go for the DTF message. I mean, what is that? DTF, is that down to fold laundry? Because, yeah, that would be helpful. But seriously, though, what are the letters? What are these letters? I find sometimes I have to decode what the hell the message is even saying on top of all the other things you're doing, window shopping, evaluating, swiping, all of the things, right? But let's get into the first dates, because dating as a single mom means so many logistics and it's half the battle. Okay. So you've got to schedule a babysitter, make sure your kids don't, burn the house down or get wildly out of control. And then you have to pray to the universe that this guy doesn't look completely different from his picture and that you have a good time. Right. And in some cases, even show up. I mean, I've heard some stories where and if you're listening, you know who shared the story, but where the guy, if he goes and meets these chicks, and he'll stand off to the side, and if the girl walks through and it's not what he's thinking or it's not whatever his rating is, he will straight up leave. So then they're like there waiting for him and they're just left there. Did you not remember all the logistics that I just talked about? Are you a human being that has feelings? Like, yes, good for the girl because she just dodged a huge bullet there, but she don't know that. What's up with that? You know, things and stories like that. I also want to have my girls on here and I want to talk about this with multiple girls because I think that would be a thing. I'm totally getting sidetracked here, but just different perspectives on the dating world in this day and age and what, we're all going through would be so amazing. So that might be to come. So anyway, back to this. So I remember one date where I showed up, this guy looked nothing like his photo. I mean, either his pictures were filtered or switched up. I'm not really sure, but I was genuinely confused. I almost thought about what's that one thing called? Oh, catfishing. Like I almost thought, oh shoot, did this guy like present himself as this and then now this guy is showing up? Because apparently that's also a thing, catfishing. So that's great. But no, it was the same guy. The picture was like 15 years old. It wasn't even updated, and he was 6 inches shorter than he said on his profile, which, short guys need love too. I personally need somebody that's at least as tall as I am. That's my personal preference. I cannot be towering over my guy. Like, that's just not the thing. So if he's not tall as me or taller, I'm sorry, right? So advertising that you're 6 inches short, like taller than you really are, and then you show up as that, what kind of message do you think you're giving out? Like instantly, I'm like, okay, red flag. He's already lying about his height and he's 15 years younger in his picture. I don't know about this, you know? But then there's the moment when the conversation turns into kids because maybe you have read their profile, maybe you've read all the things, but is it the same? Like you assume, yeah, somebody's read your profile, but I'm gonna tell you right now, there's so many times where the profile isn't even read and you don't even get into it until the conversation. It's like, oh, picture, swipe, want to meet or have conversations or what have you, and then you get to the date and it's like, you have kids? uh Yep. First line of my profile, single mom of three, just so you know. Like, how could you have missed it? Well, you got to read it, but whatever. But some guys will panic. Other guys will be super cool with it. Or there's some that you can tell they're a little bit sweating inside, like, oh, shoot, should have read the profile, right? One guy actually said to me, oh, wow, you have kids? So what do you do with them when you're out? I'm sorry, what? First of all, did you read my profile? Like I said, right? It's the first sentence that comes up in my profile. But what did I do with them? I don't know, dude. I left him in the car with a bag of chips, and a device so they can watch a movie while I'm out. Like, really? Like, really? What do you think I did with them? It's just crazy to me. But that's crazy stuff. That's crazy stuff. But now I am more selective. If they have kids, great. If they don't, that's a no for me. There's something about another parent and that's my personal preference. That might not be anybody's personal preference, but that's just mine. There's something about another parent knowing what it takes to go out on these dates, knowing how you have to do all these logistics and schedules and after school activities and all of the daily life of how you run your household is very different. When you're single, you have more freedom to do whatever. When you are not single, you have things you have to do for each kiddo. And depending on how many kiddos, right, you have, means how many things you got to juggle. And there's just more understanding and more of an I see you and an I get you when you're dating somebody else that also has kids. Okay, here we go. Let's jump into some red flags and some green flags and break them down a little bit. Okay. So here are some red flags to look out for. The I don't really believe in labels guy. That signals red flag and saying like I am emotionally unavailable and you will regret this, right? Or the guy who only texts you at 11 p.m. or later. Red flag. What happened to texting during the daytime? How about when we're awake? I hope that I'm not passed out by 11 p.m. because of all the things I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Or the man who tells you on the first date that all his exes are crazy. Fun fact here. If all of his exes are crazy, he is the common denominator. Red flag, right? So the thing about red flags is that you don't need to know the reason or the explanation when they come up in your gut because ladies, if you listen to your gut, it's there for a reason. You can choose to push it aside or you can choose to hear it, right? So if you feel it, it is there for a reason. Use that superpower as a woman with that intuition, man, and honor yourself because you're saving yourself so much BS and heartache in the long run when you listen to that red flag. You deserve it. Not only you, but then your kids, your life, all the things. You don't need all that. We don't got time for that, right? We don't got time for that. So if it's there, boom, it's there for a reason. Okay. And also, I just want to say here is that it's pretty easy. If he's got you guessing, if he's got you wondering what's going on, and it's like this whole almost like game playing, like should I text? Should he text? And do. If a dude is into you, he will let you know. You will have no question. If he's not into you, or if he's into you for something else, you're gonna see it. You're gonna know it. You don't have to be chasing. You don't have to be like, I am here. He's gonna want to talk to you. He's gonna want to meet you. He's gonna want to go out on another date if he's into you. Just another fun fact there. Okay. I know it's easier said than done. I'm just saying, but we're going to move on to green flags here, which leads me into that. So he actually makes plans and follows through with them. And this is basic, but it is shocking, one, how rare it is, and two, whether we listen to it or not. Okay. He asks about your kids or about your day or about you or what are you doing? He's curious about you. Green flag. Okay. He doesn't act all weird when you talk about things, whether it's kid stuff, whether it's maybe you just had a really hard day with your kid and your kid was losing their shit over stuff and you have just like felt like you've been put through the ringer and you say some things about I just had a really hard day. You don't got to go into detail, but you just say it and he listens. He listens and doesn't act all weird. Green flag. Okay. He texts you or he calls you without you having to do it first. Green flag. Okay. This dating business is the good and the bad. Remember that those flags are there for a reason. Green and red. Okay. You also have to get super clear on what your red flags are. So when they come up, you can also honor those because that's holding boundaries for you and honoring yourself. And again, saving the BS and saving all of this heartache and all of this difficult conversation later. The flags are there for a reason, red or green. What are those for you? And stick to those. That's going to bring in the person. That's going to bring the person to you that you actually want in your life. Okay. So if you were out here swiping through the madness and wondering, is this actually going to happen for me? Is this dead? Let me give you some real talk here. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips to help you out. One, you are not desperate and you do not have to settle for somebody who treats you like an option. I'm going to repeat that. You do not have to settle for somebody who treats you like an option. Okay. Two, boundaries are your best friends. Okay. If a guy can't respect your time, your kids, your energy, he's not worth your time. I'm going to repeat that again for the ladies in the back. Okay. If a guy can't respect your time, your kids, and your energy, he is not worth your time. Number three, have fun with it. Not every date has to be the one. Sometimes it's just dinner with a nice guy, or you just made a new friend, or you have a funny story for your bestie to hear about later. All of those things are a win. Okay. Number four, know when to take a break. Okay. If the apps are super draining and you're like, what the heck, this is pissing me off, or whatever it may be, you can delete them because guess what? They're always going to be there and you can always go back when you're ready. You don't have to be on until you find the one. You can go in waves. If you want to do it for 3 months and then you're out because it's irritating you, great, do that. Do that. And girl, if you are asking someone, should I text or call because it's been a couple days, or you talk about the date, or and you want to know what do they think? Okay. Is he into me? You know already. If that guy likes you, he will not keep you guessing. He will show you he's interested by showing up at a text, another date, something to let you know that he's actually thinking about you because he doesn't want you to go out looking for someone else. He's like, I'm here, I'm here. What's up? Right? If things feel weird or off, it's because they are. And you can choose what your next step is going to do. Whether you were like, I have to reach out before I am done because there could be an explanation. Fine, do that. But you know when it's weird or off and it's done and ready to move on. Just listen to it. It goes right back to if he can respect your time. And if that's a no, then see you later. Bye-bye, right? I know that dating as a single mom can be super overwhelming. It can be ridiculous and sometimes totally hysterical and feel like you're in a circus. But it's also a chance to rediscover you and figure out what you actually want and maybe just find somebody who actually gets you. And if all else fails, you still got that good story for wine night with your girls. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have those, and those are fun. Those are fun. Okay. Well, I want to say thank you, ladies, for hanging out with me today. And if you got a hilarious dating story, please drop me a message. I love sharing these things, and I've got some to share back with you. So please share your story. I would love to hear it, and then I can share you some more of mine. And until next time, keep swiping responsibly. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the conversation, learned something new, or got some gems to take away that will boost your week. I release a new episode each week, so make sure to click that follow button to not miss what is coming next. If you love the show or want to share a story, send me a quick message. I love hearing from listeners. If you know someone who needs this episode in their life, go ahead and share it with them. I'm sure they would love you for it. If you are looking to connect more, check out the show notes for all the social links, my website. I would love to hear how this episode helped you and what you loved about it. If there's a topic you want to hear about, send that too. All right, ladies, now is the time to release your inner power. If you're ready to break free from burnout and create a life that actually feels good, I've got you covered. You can work with me in a few ways. Join my monthly membership for ongoing support, dive into my workshops for quick breakthroughs, book coaching sessions for personalized guidance, or go all in with my Revive and Recharge Your Life coaching program to build a foundation for lasting change. No matter where you are on your journey, there is a path for you, my friend. Let's get started. DM me or check the link in the show notes to get more information.